Hello everyone, this is a lecture on electro discharge machining and unconventional machining approach. We will study what is this EDM and what are its basic principle mechanical machining removing process. EDM is a process developed to overcome the limitations of traditional processes like milling, drilling, etc. In this, electric energy is used to generate the spark and material is basically removed due to the thermal energy of the spark. So here we can say there is a conversion of electrical energy into thermal energy, and thermal energy provides the mechanism to remove or energy to remove the material from the workpiece. So it is basically used to machine difficult to machine materials like titanium, grade 5, which is very hard. So high strength alloys can also be machined using this application. Here we can see a schematic of the EDM process. Here the tool which is present in the dielectric medium, which is kerosene or deionized water, and workpiece is also present in the dielectric tank. A gap is maintained between the tool and the workpiece. Generator used to supply the electrical pulses, in which the tool is connected to the negative terminal of the generator and workpiece is connected to the positive terminal of the generator. This is the mechanism of the material removal schematic. Here, when this electrical pulses are applied, there is a formation of electrical spark, and this electrical spark removes the material in the form of the crater. So this is known as crater, the material which is removed from the workpiece. So here workpiece and tool has to be electrically conductive, otherwise we can't remove the material. So this is the very important criteria or very important necessity for the tool and the workpiece material. If we are saying that can we remove the material in the form which is like glass or non-conducting or wood, we can't remove material which are non-conducting in nature. So material has to be conducting in nature. These are some important points how this mechanism of material removal takes place. So when potential difference is applied across the tool and the workpiece, there is an electric field set up between the tool and the workpiece. So this electric field some allow forces on the free electrons which are present on the tool. So these free electrons are subjected to electrostatic forces, and if the bonding energy of these electrons is very less, so these free electrons will be liberated from the tool and they start moving towards the positive terminal, which is workpiece in our case. So when these free electrons are moving towards the workpiece, because they are feeling attractive towards the positive terminal, so these collide with the dielectric molecule. So usually we have kerosene or deionized water as dielectric molecule. So this collision happens between the electrons and the dielectric molecule. So there is a dielectric breakdown occurs. So when this dielectric breakdown occurs, there is a formation or generation of more positive and negative ions in the working gap. This formation of positive and negative ions is a cyclic process in the working gap for a medium that is dielectric. So these electrons which are liberated from the tool and which are produced or generated during this collision are accelerated toward the workpiece, and the positive ions which are generated during this breakdown process are moving towards the tool, which is electrode in our case, and which is connected to the negative terminal of the generator. So now what happens? Now this is a large concentration of this matter which is positively and negatively ions. So it is called a plasma. So electrical resistance of this plasma channel is very less. These movement of ions, like electrons are moving towards the workpiece and positive ions are moving towards the our electrode or tool. So it can be seen as a spark. So this spark has some electrical energy. So when it impinges on the workpiece material, it dissipates in the form of thermal energy. So material is removed due to the instant vaporization and melting of the workpiece material. So there is an instant vaporization because of the conversion of electrical energy in the thermal energy, and this only the melting of the workpiece occurs during this supply of the electric. Temperature which is rising in this case when this conversion takes place is around 10,000 degrees Celsius. But up to this limit, when electrical pulse is applied, there is material evaporated and just melted. It has not removed from the workpiece. So what is happening when we discontinue the potential difference? So this plasma channel which is formed in the gap between the tool and the workpiece is no longer sustained. So it collapses. So when it collapses, there is a formation of shock waves which evacuates the molten metal from the crater. It forms a crater, which we have already seen in the schematic of the material removal in the EDM. So we can say that this material removal occurs mainly due to the formation of shock waves due to the discontinuation of the power supply. So we can easily say that the material removal, maximum material removal occurs when there is a discontinuation of this electric field or potential difference, or minimum or minimal amount of material is removed when this electrical pulse is applied. Thank you for listening.